Do you feel the vibes?
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin. Let's talk about the NBA Finals. Game 7, Sunday, last night. The Cleveland Cavaliers defeated the Golden State Warriors in Oakland 93-88 to win the first NBA title since the Cleveland Browns won in 1964. And early on in his career, LeBron did promise Cleveland a championship, and he brought one. Now you go to hostile territory where Golden State was very difficult to beat in the regular season in Oakland. And you win the last 3, and 2 of them are in Oakland. You got to give credit to Cleveland, guys like LeBron, Kyrie, who these 2 guys play out of their mind and clearly carried this team. Let's get into the numbers real quick. Let's start with Cleveland. LeBron James, 29.7 points, 11.3 rebounds, 8.9 assists, 2.6 steals, 2.3 blocks, on 49.4% shooting, which would have been higher, but he did shoot 9 of 24 in Game 7. But the guy does so many other things. His defense, his help defense was great. Look at Game 7. He made that incredible block in transition. He's setting up other guys. He does so much that even if he doesn't score a bunch of points or he doesn't shoot a great percentage, he still affects the game so much. He shot 37.1% from the three-point line, which was definitely higher than in prior series in the regular season. Kyrie Irving, who I thought played amazing. 27.1 points, 3.9 rebounds, 3.9 assists, 2.1 steals. He shot 46.8% from the field and 40.5% from 3. I thought he played good, and he probably hit the biggest shot of his career in Game 7, tied 89-89. He hits that 3 with Steph Curry on him. It tails off from that because Kyrie and LeBron really carried them, especially offensively. J.R. Smith was the third leading scorer in terms of average at 10.6. He averaged 10.6 points, 2.7 rebounds, 1.6 assists, and 1.4 steals on only 40% shooting and 35% from 3. I like this defense. He started to play better defense, probably the best defense I've seen him play. Probably another guy who I thought had the third best performance on this Cleveland team. Started out a little bit slow, wasn't having the same presence on the glass, and that's Tristan Thompson. His defense, his pick and roll defense was good. It was great. His averages are 10.3 points. You know he's not going to score a bunch of points. 10.1 rebounds. And he shot 63%. You know he's not going to take a bunch of shots. But another guy who played amazing. And the numbers don't really say it, but his defense. Kevin Love had a horrible series. 8.5 points, 6.8 rebounds, 1.3 assists on 36% shooting, 26% from 3, so he didn't play well. But I thought in Game 7, he probably played the best 10-15 minutes of defense in his entire career. 10-15 seconds of defense in his entire career when he got switched on Steph Curry. And I just noticed something. LeBron led the team in all 5 categories. Incredible. Well deserving of MVP. Next, for Golden State, start with Steph Curry, who I thought had a bad series, especially for a guy who won unanimous MVP. 22.6 points, 4.9 rebounds, 3.7 assists on 40.3% shooting and 40% from 3. He did not play well. He didn't play great defense. And he took a lot of shots. Yeah, he was making it in the regular season, but I thought he could have got better shots. You get these bigs switched on to you. You got to blow by him. and he can get by players, especially a big man, Tristan Thompson or Kevin Love gets switched on you. You got to get by him. You can't just hoist up threes. I mean, I know that's your game. You're one of the best shooters ever, but thought he could have got better shots, even especially in Game 7 when he just started hoisting up some shots with guys draped all over him. Thought he could have got better shots. He could have got other guys involved. Drive by, you suck the defense in, or not, and you get a layup, or you can set one of your teammates up. Speaking of Curry, he had 30 turnovers and only 26 assists as the point guard, and as a guy who can set other guys up. That's inexcusable when you have such a high usage percentage and you're not getting other guys involved. Next, you have Klay Thompson, who did not play well in terms of the entirety of the series. He had some good games. 19.6 points, 3 rebounds, 1.9 assists, which is awful, and 1 steal. Like I said, he did not shoot as well. He didn't shoot well in Game 7. Neither him or Curry. Can't remember exactly what Klay Thompson's number was for Game 7, but I know Curry's was 6 of 19. That's awful. And he didn't score down the stretch. Draymond Green, who I thought was their best player in this series, 16.5 points, 10.3 rebounds, 6.3 assists, 1.7 steals, and 1 block. I thought overall, in terms of the overall game, doing everything, I thought he was the best player. Look at Game 7. Dude played out of his mind, 32 points, 11 of 15 shooting, 6 of 8 from the 3, 15 rebounds, 9 assists. The guy played out of his mind. Harrison Barnes, who started a lot better than he finished. He ended up only shooting 35% on with 9 points per game, 4 rebounds. Iguodala, the back injury really started to slow him down. You can see him really start to suffer from it in Game 6. Game 7, I'm pretty sure it was a problem. And he's a guy who's mainly out there for his defense, and he's another ball handler, another guy who can set up his teammates. You just didn't see as much in this series as you did last year. Of course, he brings the defense. He's going to be the primary defender against LeBron, but you just didn't see his impact as much. And he's a guy who can make the occasional 3. Teams are going to leave him open, but you just didn't see the huge impact. Sean Livingston, his impact was early on in the series where Golden State looked very dominant in Games 1 and 2, and he was one of the reasons coming off that bench. Another guy also with Leandro Barbosa. Bogut had some solid games defensively when he did get minutes, but of course he had the knee injury. But at this point, would it have mattered? Who knows? I sincerely doubt it. But Finals MVP, LeBron James, well-deserving. Led his team in all 5 categories, as I already mentioned. And the guy played out of his mind. Probably is his greatest finals performance. And I don't think it's even close. What he was able to do in the last 3 games, him and Kyrie, mainly him, because he was a little bit, in terms of his overall game. LeBron's going to bring the overall game. He was incredible. Early on in the series, he's kind of tentative, didn't want to shoot, but later on, his confidence grew. He started to shoot the jump shot, and it started to fall. You saw his percentages rise, his 3-point percentage rise from what it was in the previous series. Hats off to Cleveland. Hats off to guys like LeBron, Kyrie, Tristan Thompson. Even Richard Jefferson came in and made some plays. Numbers aren't great, but I think they were able to play him with the small ball, and it gives you a bigger player, but a guy who can move his feet. Because they were having problems with guys like Sean Livingston, who's a bigger point guard, was able to shoot over guys like Dellavedova, and guys like Kyrie. Put Richard Jefferson on and pretty much nullifies him. And just looking at Golden State, I mean, you go up 3-1 and you choke this away. This has to be one of the biggest chokes in NBA history and up there in terms of sports history. Because, a lot of people look at like the 2007 Patriots or last year the Panthers. There's a difference. Like, Super Bowl is one game. This, you had 3 chances. You had 3 chances to close this team out, and you did not. Your best player plays terrible. Shooting percentage dropped. 3-point percentage dropped slightly, and his defense was terrible. The other guy, Klay Thompson, didn't play well either. Draymond Green stepped up. Some of these bench players early on in the series stepped up. But Steph Curry, unanimous MVP, no excuse for the way he played, especially in Game 7. Well, that's a game he ended up finishing one of 9 to finish that game. Completely unacceptable. But I'm not gonna take anything away from Cleveland. They earned this. They earned these games. Last 3, they earned them. You saw the games. You saw the effort they were putting out there defensively. You saw the effort from LeBron. You saw the effort from Kyrie, and they really got Golden State off their heels, and Golden State never recovered. Although Game 7 was a lot closer, especially in terms of the entire series, most of the other games were double-figure wins by whatever team won. But let me know what you think down in the comment section about this series. Where would you rank LeBron? Like I said, I don't think anyone can argue him not being in the top 5. He's well deserving of being in the top 5. How do you think this hurts Steph Curry's legacy? And what do you expect from these teams in the offseason? Like this video, hit the thumbs up button, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.